truth is, I think there would be more than enough, because we would all be cooperating in that system and we would be assisting in it, rather than what it is where some do very little work and very little effort, but they overtake from fear. So when we're in fear, we need to greedily hoard all the resources, or hoard all the money, or hoard all the food. And if we're coming from a place of consciousness that understands that whatever I need is on its way, we don't need to hoard anything. We don't need to cling or attach to anything or anybody. We can love each other, and we can, love our house and the things we have. But if something shifts and that's taken, we don't identify with it as a sense of self. So that house is not me. It was a shelter for me. And if it's taken, I trust the universe has another plan for me. And then we create from that experience. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. How about you? What do you feel about that? Do you kind of have that same feeling, or?
I mean, I would like to see everybody in this kind of alignment and in that kind of way of thinking. But I think it's wishful thinking.
Well, and the wishful thinking is the most powerful thing you can use, because when we're in a space of imagination, truly, in the laws of attraction, your imagination is your most powerful tool. And so how you use your imagination is amazingly powerful opportunity. So if we're using our imagination in fearful ways, like, oh, the world's going to end and it's all going to hell and end of times and the religion talked about this, we're using our imagination, but we're creating a dark experience from fear.
Mm-hmm.
If we go into imagination, wishful thinking in a different vibration of, I can imagine a time and a place where all humans honor each other, where they actually care about the need of the one near them, where they actually treat each other with honor, where they actually care about animals and they don't harm them, where we move with greater honor and reverence for the planet, and we don't overtake from the resources. We actually make sure if we take that we can give back equally so that everything maintains balance. If we visualize that in our imagination, and maybe it's just me, you, and 50 other people doing it, it's still powerful. And if enough of us are doing it, and then like this internet show, I find this to be such a gift and a jewel for humanity. And maybe there's 10 people listening today, or maybe there's 1,000. It isn't really that important. What it is important to know that we're speaking the messages, and that those who are ready to hear will hear, and that we just want to keep sharing the messages until enough people shift that we start tipping the scales in the favor of honoring the planet and honoring the bigger vision that we're holding. And really, it's not about a rush or trying to make it happen. It's really a slow, steady building of energy and vibration where we're holding that vibration of alignment. Like I was doing for a month before my wedding, I was just visualizing a sunny day, not in fear or stress or worry, just completely like holding that space and, oh, it's going to feel so nice to walk out and it's going to be beautiful and we're going to take our pictures. And I asked others, hey, if you get a time and you're in meditation, would you hold space with us? Could you visualize this with me? When, like the other day, I'll have dreams a lot of times being so like Yoda. I'm connected to the universe and I feel disturbances in the force. And oftentimes I'll have dreams where it's like disaster dreams or some kind of natural disaster is happening in my dreams. And I wake up and I just call forth the elements. I send love and light to wherever the place is. If I was given notice of where it is or I have an intuition, I thank the angels and the universe for supporting whatever's shifting there and to protect as many lives as possible. But then I also understand the energy of cleansing and clearing, and that sometimes the planet has to clear energy. Sometimes the planet has to shake things off that are disrupting the vibration. Just like if we feel someone was overtaking from us, we may become more aggressive in our approach to get those in-laws out of our house or those kids that are living here with our friends, because they're over-consuming our goods and they're over-consuming the energy and they're destroying the environment. And so that's something we could relate to on a small scale in our family. But that happens on the planet. The planet can feel like there's energies overtaking from the Earth, and the Earth will react with a actual reaction internally and shake that energy off, if you will. And so, like the other night, I had a dream of this, and I sent all that intention. I was calling in love and light, and I just had a feeling there was going to be like an earthquake. And I just called in support and thanked the angels. I went on Facebook and just said, if you guys feel led, join me in meditation. Let's hold space. Whatever's going on, I can feel the earth churning, and let's just send her healing and send light. And then the next day, Nepal had an earthquake. And so it doesn't mean that we failed at what we did, but I feel we were assisting. And who knows, if the people that were tuning in and sending love and light and support wouldn't have done any of that, maybe 10,000 people would have died, or maybe it'd be even worse than it was. And so it's not really judging things good or bad. It's just showing love whenever we can and holding a space of the highest alignment always coming in. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. It's a fact.
There you go. But that's what happened. And that literally was an experience that I just had. And so, you know, we can go into fear and we can worry about the world ending. And we have a lot of signs the earth is giving us that she is tired and over being overtaken from. And just like a mother, like if you've been around a mom that feels like she's being overtaken from and she's not being appreciated, that mom can lose her shit. You know what I mean? I've been around some really sweet moms, and I'm a mom myself. And if I've been one of those moms when I feel like too many people have been taking from me my energy, my time, my space, suddenly I'm just like, you know? And so if we think of that, how we are, the earth is very much a living being as well. And the earth is that energy as well. And if she feels kind of like an avatar, if Awa feels that you're overtaking or you're not showing honor, she's powerful and she has an ability to shake us off. And so I feel like it would be really wise for the humans to wake up. And I feel that's why I'm so driven with the messages, not to scare people into thinking they have nothing they can do about it, but to help them remember they have everything to do about it. That it's all about our alignment. It's all about our consciousness and our desire to offer love and healing, or to come from ego and over-consume and overtake. And that's something that we need to wake up to. I feel it's becoming quite important. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so I'm going to actually read a page from Getting Into the Vortex that I opened up to for today, and I feel like it has a great point with it. And I've recommended this book so many times, but my healing clients, most of them have it, and even in my yoga trainings, they have it, and they listen to the CD. And I think it's great because this book, it's not the book that's the power, it's the consciousness. And the consciousness that came through this woman who channels Abram, and she teaches the laws of alignment and spiritual alignment. It's really important stuff. And if we start to practice with this, if we get this book and put in the CD and listen to one of the sections, you know, they're 15 minutes long, and we listen every day for 15 minutes, and we just come into a space of, I'm just in this space to release resistance, just for the goodness of that alignment, just for the goodness of feeling at ease. As we can honor that, we will start to shift a lot of things in our life, because it's not about doing it to achieve spiritual enlightenment, so then we'll be worthy. It's not about doing it so that we can just drive a Porsche 911 and then people will think we're awesome. It's not about becoming the most amazing author of all time so everyone knows our name. These are things we can use laws of attraction for, and they will work. But what's deeper in this practice is really about alignment, and it's really about conscious creation. And when we create consciously, what we create should benefit the whole. Our creation should not harm or hurt anyone. Our creation should actually uplift the whole. And so I feel like that's the deepest essence of this teaching, is to help each human become more conscious and more conscious of their consciousness. And that's really the power. Your true power is your consciousness. And when you can get out of the way, like when I'm doing the show, I don't even know what I'm going to say ever until I'm on the show. And that is an example that I'm mirroring to you each week of someone that is not dictating what's going to happen. I'm not making something happen. I don't have PowerPoint presentation. I don't have like notebooks that I'm going by really rigidly, because I'm just showing up and I'm letting the consciousness speak through. And whatever is needed to be heard by the ones listening today is exactly what's going to come out. And whoever's tuning in today, or maybe they're going to find this video in 100 years, maybe I won't even be on the planet anymore and someone will find this and it will still be helping people and still be affecting the consciousness. And that's really the power, is that consciousness. So I'm going to read a page here before we sign off today, because it is 6 o'clock, 6:02. From your place of alignment, beneficial behavior will be inspired, and wonderful things will unfold with great ease. The more ease you feel, the less resistance you hold, and the more the cells of your body can find their balance. When you are not in vibrational alignment with your source, you are still able to use your willpower to motivate yourself into action, but there is nothing very pleasant about that kind of behavior. And in the larger scheme of things, it is also relatively unproductive. So let's think of someone wanting to like lose weight, and they want to lose weight, they want to be thinner, they want to be healthier, they want to feel good in their body and feel energized. But if their focus is on like willpower, momentum, and they have to starve themselves, and then they have to go run 5 miles and they hate running, they can get away with that maybe for 3-4 weeks, and they'll make themselves do it. Or maybe they even do it for years. They make themselves exercise, starve. A soul can be put through that so long, and it doesn't really bring joy, and it cannot be maintained long term. There will come a day where there will be a consequence to that activity, whether it be the body breaks down or the spirit breaks down, emotional crisis happens, but it cannot be maintained. So if we think of it that way, in a state of releasing body fat and finding greater ease and joy and vibrational alignment, feeling energized, the swifter path to that alignment would be in meditation, releasing resistance to your own body, not having hateful thoughts towards your body, not, going in fear and over-consuming a bag of Oreos because you're feeling emotional or depressed, but dealing with those emotions and going into a place with meditation where you release the resistance, you release the fear, and you love the body. You find a place of ease and great acceptance. That is the swiftest path to a vibrational alignment with anything you want, and it can be maintained. All it is its complete essence is about maintaining it, which is just tuning in with that consciousness and releasing the dis-ease. And as we do that, we will heal sickness on this planet. As we do that, we will heal the feelings and problems of not being enough of anything, because in truth, there's plenty. But that fearful part is what causes us to think there's not, and so we overconsume. So a lot of people that have issues where they overeat often have had history where they actually starved or went without, or were raised by parents who went without. And so we pass this energy on like a baton, and there's this passing on of lack and that there's not enough, and that actually leads us to overconsume. So that's a big cellular memory that would benefit to be cleared. So that's just a little example of that. It is our knowing that once you discover the leverage of energy that the vortex provides, and the ease and flow of aligning with this energy that creates worlds, you will never want to return to the struggle or hard work of being out of your vortex again. Indeed, I can promise you from someone who's done this, you'll never want to go there again. And if you dabble in it again, you'll quickly realize how shitty that is, and you'll say, okay, let me go back into surrender, because making that happen is not working out. There is a big difference between allowing the natural well-being and trying to make it happen. As you settle into the rhythm of consistent alignment with the energy of your source, You will feel physically energized and enthusiastic about life. You will find yourself wanting to be more active, not because you need to in order to accomplish something,